this is Callie with Beautifully Inspired. Welcome back to my channel. And today we are talking about a subject that I really don't hear much about or couldn't find anything on the internet about. And so we're going to talk about it today. And I hope this helps you guys out. So, doggone it, I was going through and cleaning up reorganizing my studio. And as you can see here, behind me on the shelf, I'm pointing right to it. I think I'm pointing right to it. You will see back in that back corner, there is a whole bunch of these boxes. And inside those boxes are all these extra oils. What am I going to do with all those oils? So I decided to pare down just a little bit, not a whole lot. But I had also made a decision that I had a lot of fragrances that I never used and haven't put out. And I really wasn't sure. When I bought them, I was pretty sure that they would sell, but then a couple of them in the backs didn't sell. So I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to sell any more of those particular scents. We're going to put them in the back burner and figure out what really to do with them. And they've been sitting back there for probably 6 months, close to a year. The fragrances are still good. I'm opening up the scents and they're fine. They're fine. And I know they're going to work just fine in the scents, but I definitely have to get them sold, get them used up and sold. So I thought, okay, what can I do with them? Some of them I do have enough to make a full bar at, but I really don't want to because I want to be able to see if I can do a tester with it. So I thought, okay, I'll just make a few bars and we'll sell the few bars and do that. But I really didn't want them to get mixed up into my regular line stuff. So I thought, okay, let's figure a different way. The idea is right, because I want to make small batches of these. But I was also going through my oils and found out that some of them are scents that I've sold in the past but really didn't sell really well. And I was trying to figure out another way to sell them. Now, those soaps are gone. They're no longer available. But they ended up, some of those scents ended up in my grab bags, which I have 2.5 box or totes full in my garage that I'm trying to sell out this summer. So I figured, okay, so what would be a good way to do it? Because I found that some of the scents I don't have enough to do a full batch of bath bombs or a full batch of soap, but I have scent left over. And what do I do with it? Well, I could put it in a burner and burn it in my room just to kind of give my room some scent. But my room already has so many scents in here that that didn't make sense to me. Pardon the pun. But I also could do single bath bombs, but then I run into the issue of, okay, what happens if that doesn't sell? Okay, that's the same thing. I've got a bath bomb that's not going to sell. It's part of the singles. I'll just make it, throw it in my grab bags, and go from there and sell it at a discount. Won't make a full profit at it, but at least I'll sell it for a little bit over my cost. I'll make a little bit of a profit. So I could do that. That's a positive thing. But then I got to thinking, oh gosh, and I've been going over this for quite a while. And I had a customer come up to me at my farmer's market over the weekend, and she said something to me that I really hadn't put 2 and 2 together until yesterday, Monday, when I was trying to go through some of these oils and figure out what to do with them. And she said, gosh darn it, I really wish I had smaller soap bars. And I looked at her and I said, well, we went to the tall skinny bar. She says, no, I want something really smaller than that. And I thought, okay, well, let me work it out and see what I have. I have some molds that I'm not at the house. Maybe I can cut up some smaller bars and make a full bar and then cut them up smaller. But then I thought, and she was okay with that. She says, okay, well, I'll come back with you next week. Fine, perfect, no big deal. And I thought, okay, she's got a really good idea here. I have a whole bunch of scents that I've been sitting on. Some of them I have just been literally sitting on and not sure whether or not I want to put them out. And I also have some that I don't have enough to really make a full bar of. So I was sitting there going, okay, what can I actually do with these? I don't want to make the bath bombs out of them necessarily, but what can I do? And then it dawned on me, oh my goodness, I have a smaller soap bar. So I thought, okay, I can do small tester bars. So what I decided to do is we're going to make smaller loaves. And what I'm also going to do then is I'm going to cut them in my normal size, and I think I'll get like 6 out of this particular bar. I have to measure it out to make sure after I make one, and then I'll measure it out and then we'll figure it out. But then I realized, what if I cut them in half? So I could do that. I can make this whole thing, cut each of the bars, their normal size, and then cut the bars down the middle in half, and those would make those smaller hand bars that I get so many requests for. I thought, well, that's exactly what I need to do, because this little bar doesn't take a whole lot of fragrance, and they're really super fast to make. I could do probably 2 of these in a day, and I could whip through a lot of these and then get them packaged up and then get them in some containers on my thing and say, hey, these are testers. Would you purchase these for a discounted price, and would you tell me if you want them back in the shop or not? And you know what? I don't even ask them. My customers tell me, hey, I really like this scent. Would you please bring it back into a full bar? And then I just will. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a bunch of, what are you doing in here, young lady? Can you see my, Coco, lift your head up. What's up? See, my little Coco just has a cone on her because we just got her spayed. Yeah, are you supposed to be in here? Yeah, you're not supposed to be in here, are you? I know I love you too. Can you go back out? Can you go out? There she is. There's my girl. Hi, girl. Hi, Coco. And then there's Gizmo. You just saw him come in. That's my thing. You guys are supposed to be in here. Out. Go on out. Can you go out of my room? No. And there's my baby Sarge. Okay, come here, Sarge. I'll take a break and I'll show you our little puppies. This was kind of a fun little thing. Here, guys. Come here, Sarge. Come here, buddy. You've heard me talk about our little Sarge. Here's our little Sarge. My little Doxy. We'll keep him back away. They're not supposed to be in my studio, but I'll clean my studio up before we start making soap here in a little bit. But here's my little Sarge. He's my little companion. We got him at 3 weeks. I'll tell you a little bit about him. We'll take a break here. My little puppy. Hi, boy. Yes, I love you too. He's got his tongue going. But we got him at 3 weeks as his mama passed away. We were going to get him anyway, but we got a phone call from I know, you love mama, don't you? But we got a phone call from the breeder that we were going to get him from, and because we had already put the order in to get one, and she called us up and she says, hey, I have some really bad news. I said, mama passed away. She passed away after they were 2 weeks. And she said, we just want to let you know, and then we're going to hold on to him for a few more weeks, and I'm going to help her out and do that. So we decided to go over to the house to see him. And the breeder, I asked the breeder, I says, is it okay if we go ahead and take him now? Because he was 3 weeks. It was a week later. And so he was 3 weeks. And so we got this little guy home at 3 weeks, and this is how big he's gotten. He's such a big guy. He's still a puppy, as you can see. He's still a little puppy, but Mama, I've been taking care of him since he was 3 weeks, and I'm his mama. I gotta let you go, buddy. Yeah, I know. He's like, Mama, I really want you. So there's our 3 new puppies. Coco, she's a little over a year old. Oh, baby. We just got her spayed, so she's got the cone on her, and she's actually been doing really well with it, other than bumping around and stuff. And then Gizmo is a little over a year old. These 3 are replacements for a bunch of animals that we actually lost over the winter. That was part of the reason why I was away. We were dealing with a lot of death in our family, animal-wise, and it really hit us hard. We had an old man that we'd had for a really long time, and he passed, so we replaced him with this guy. But this is our newest little puppy. I know, buddy, I gotta let you go. Big sigh. But he's my baby. He's my big baby. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Sarge. Bye-bye, Sarge. So, anyway, let me get these guys back out of the studio and clean up really quick, and I will be back. Alright, welcome back. I went and changed my shirt and washed my hands really good, because we're going to make some soaps here in a minute, and I didn't want them to be in the way. And I'll definitely get some gloves on somewhere in here. Oh, they're up in my bucket, so we'll get those out. But anyway, so I have all these soaps, and that's what we decided to do, is we're going to just make some mini soaps and sell them for a discount, and they're perfect for travel. My customers, I know, will love them because I keep getting the requests for them. So we're just going to go through and pick a few of them out, and we're going to work through our buckets a little bit at a time until these soaps are gone. So let's take the first one. I'm just going to grab one out of here, and this one is Honeydew Melon. Yep, see, I don't know if you can see it, but this one's just got a little bit left in there. And if you're interested in the scent, it is from New Directions. I absolutely love this company. This one is a fragrance oil. However, some of their fragrance oils are mixed with essential oils, but this one is not. This is a straight fragrance oil. And I love Honeydew Melon, and I am allergic to it. So, oh my goodness, this is good. So this would be a perfect one because there's only a little bit left. Let's measure this out. Actually, let me grab a new bowl here. We're going to measure this out. So you can find this little mold pretty much anywhere. It's a little half mold. It's really, it's a fat short one. It's square. And so when I cut them in half, they'll be skinny shorts, which will be cool. That's what we'll call this one. And then we'll do that. Okay, so I need just a little bit of grams of this. Let's see if we have enough. I should. Oh, now see, I don't have enough to even do that with. I don't have enough to do that. That's going to have to be bath bombs. Okay, that's all right. Yep, that's going to have to be bath bombs because it's not enough. Okay, so let me pour that in there very carefully so I don't lose any of it. And see, this is what I'm talking about, you know, finding out exactly how much fragrance oil you actually have. This particular mold, I needed about 17 to 20 grams of oil, so that one won't work. Unless I can find its... I might, you know what, I might be able to find. I'm going to put that one aside with the lid because I think I can probably find its counterpart because I have them sometimes in these. Okay, so let's try this one. No, oh, there's a lot on this one. Let me try this one. This is Tropical Passion Fruit. Oh, this would be nice. I actually have enough to do a full soap on this one, but I don't. I want to test this one out. Let me grab a thing behind me. I have so many of these behind me. Grab a bunch of them. So we'll just do that one because I know it'll work. We'll put that back in there, and I'm going to put this behind me because we're going to do Tropical Passion Fruit. One that I have kind of sort of played around with in the past with bath bombs, and it really never sold. But we're going to try it and see if we can make a fragrance oil out of it. I mean a little mini soap out of it today. All right, so we're going to put that. Those are empty, so we'll put those over there. And we'll do this one. I know I have enough of oil for this. And I probably have enough for a full. So what I'm going to do, a little bit more there. Okay, so that's enough. And I can guarantee you I have enough. I don't know if you can see that. I have enough to make a full batch of soap out of it. So what I'll do is I'll put this one down as tester made. And then I'll put this aside. And then once I know that Tropical Passion Fruit is one that's going to sell, I will make a full bar of it and then put this back into production for our studio. This one is a fragrance oil. However, I want to say that this one also had essential oil mixed in with it too. So that's aside. We're going to make this soap all at once. Okay, so there's the fragrance oil. We're going to put that with its mate. I'm going to measure out, clean that off. Let's go ahead and make the soap. Okay, there we are. We're back. I've got this all measured out. I'm going to zero that out. All right, we're going to start doing our list. Okay, so in this recipe, I have coconut oil, palm oil, castor oil, and olive oil. We're just going to make a real simple soap. Not adding in the butters at all in this soap. Like I said, these are just little testers, little samples, and I'm really just testing to see if people want the scent necessarily. All right, so we're going to grab our olive oil. We'll put that on the side here. And my castor oil. I'm not sure where that went, but we'll find it here in a second. All right, so in the bucket, we're going to put coconut oil. We're going to melt that down. And what I'm going to do is, with these smaller batches, I can just put the lye water right in the bucket and melt it all at once, so it makes it really easy. It's called a 1-bowl dump. That's what I call it. And it makes it really super easy and fast to do. Alright, so this is going to be, okay, not even close there. And yes, my hands are nice and clean and hot. I know I was going to go get some stuff, but I decided that this was going to be just fine. And this is going to be, oh, just a little bit more. I think that'll do it. Come on. Give it to me. Okay, so I'll give you the recipe for this because this mold is already pre-molded, and this is going to give us a little bit more over than what is with this. It's not going to be flush, it's going to be over. So I'll give you that recipe. All right, so the coconut oil is, if you want to write this down, you're welcome to do that. The coconut oil is 220 grams. The palm oil is 137. Make sure you use sustainable palm oil, not regular palm oil. There is a difference. Put that down below here and get it out of my way because I really need this space. Okay, so my palm oil today is really runny for some reason. All right, so we're going to put in palm oil, which is 137 grams of palm oil. A little more. 32, 37, perfect. Okay, so it's going to give me just that little half-gram mix. Sometimes just putting that little bit of a dot in there like that can do it. Come on. It's going to get stubborn. There it goes, 137. All right, so there's 137 grams. We'll put that down in the bottom there. It's melting today. Must be finally warm in my house. I was so cold in my house earlier today that I had to turn my heat up. Well, that's because I opened up the back door to get some air in my house. Sometimes with the animals, it can really get stinky in here. All right, so there's that. And because we are going to do this as a 1 dump, I can just put everything in here now, so it's not a big deal. All right, so now we're going to put in the castor oil, which is 110 grams. Here it is. Now, this I have to be really careful with, so I'm going to stand up and put this in. 110. Uh, 112. It went over. It's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. It's not that far over. Alright, so we're going to pull that out. It's like 2 grams over. It's no big deal. And then we're going to do olive oil, which is 82. So I will back the olive oil off just a little bit and just do 80 on that. Just so I don't, my volume is the same. Does it really matter? You know, after all the years of soaping I've been doing, I have never had an issue with it being a little over or under. The only thing I always am careful with is my lye water, and that you do have to be careful with. Okay, so we just want to go to 80. Okay, 75. There we go. 80. It might be a little over, but that's okay. I'm going to put that back in my bucket. I don't know why it got taken out. Okay. All right, so there we have it. So there's that. So there's our hard oil. So now we're going to do our lye water. And our lye water is really important that you get this at the right spot. So, okay, so water-wise, we have fresh water here. We are going to go 161 grams of water. Hand's a little shaky for some reason. $162 won't hurt. All right, so lye water will be 161, or will be 80. So I'm going to clear that out. I'm going to move this out of the way completely because I don't want to dump it in there. Okay, so we're going to go 80 on the lye water, and we're going to be really careful pouring this in because this can just pour out really quick. Okay, see how that poured out really fast? And on this one, we definitely want to be exact, or as exact as possible. Sometimes just to keep my lye water from being, overly lye water, I will back off sometimes on the grams, but not very much. Very little. All right, so that's all put together. We've got the fragrance oil ready to go in. Let's see, what color should we put that in? Let me pull one out. That's a passion fruit. Let's do a light pink. This is a really pale pink. So we'll do a pink. Girls might like this. This might be something that the girls will like. So we're just going to do a solid color. It's not going to be a big deal. We're going to mix this up really good. Careful not to splatter, because lye water you have to be extremely careful with. I have to knock on wood. I have been really blessed not to be harmed by lye wood. Lye water, excuse me, not lye wood. I have been burned by lye, and you have to be very careful with it. Just a little bit. I had a burn on my hand one day. It wasn't a big deal. I have a feeling this mold might be too much for this mold. I think I may have to drop my recipe back down. I have it at 550, but we'll see what happens. All right, so all we want to do is mix this lye water just enough. The mold fell over there. Okay, you just have to mix it enough to where it's almost clear. Because it's going to start its process fairly quickly. Okay, see, it's almost clear. There's a little bit left. That is going to get mixed in here really quick. So we're just going to pour this in. And right now, it's really, really hot. You want to make sure you protect yourself. Okay. A little splash up on my arm. I can feel it on my hand. All right, so we're just going to mix this down. This can take a few minutes to mix down. Just give it the time. If you're doing this type of recipe, I don't recommend using cocoa butter. The cocoa butter has to melt at a higher temperature than most of the others. And I found that every time I do put cocoa butter in here, it just does not work. That's why I'm not using cocoa butter. And I'm doing a simple 2 butter, 2 oil recipe. I found that this process that I'm doing right here, coconut oil, palm oil, castor oil, and olive oil is the perfect combination for this. Oh, that's starting to burn. Just a little dot on my hand. It's not a big deal. And I don't even need to have my spray thing going on. Now, I'm not going to add anything more to this until this is actually completely cleared off. And if you feel this, you can feel the heat. It's really hot right now. All right, I'm going to let this sit for just a second. I'm going to get my mixer together because this is going to go really fast. Okay. Okay, so that's ready to go. Just so I don't dump stuff over, I'm just going to lay it down. I find that if I lay it down, it works better. When you get these big chunks, all you have to do is just break them down a little bit. See how it's melting really quick. I like doing this process because it only takes about 5 minutes for the stuff to melt. I mean, look how soft that is. It's just a matter of mixing it up to get it to mold in. And I found that my butters and oils are a little bit on the cloudy side. That's normal. I never have any issues with my soaps when I do that. I just spray that. So it's okay if it's like this. This is normal. Unlike when you do the other way, your soaps are really clear until you mix them up. Yeah, this is definitely going to be way too much soap, I think. We'll see. Sometimes this mold surprises me. If it is, I'll just back off the recipe a little bit. I'll go back in and recalculate it. Okay, now I'm going to pull this up and see that there's just one or two little things there. Mix that in really good. And the other thing about using this recipe is there is a lot of leeway time in this unless your fragrance oil seizes up. Look at that. Perfect. Nothing coming to the surface. All right, so let's do a quick oh, there's one little piece. I'll just do this. All right, there's that. That's all you need to do. Still a little bit of an oil slick. When I have oil slick, it means that not everything's mixed up really well, so I'm going to make sure that I get all that mixed in before I add. Okay, right now that's really good. Alright, so I'm going to take this out because I don't want it to seize up on me. And I'm going to take a spatula and scrape this off. And then I will add my fragrance oil and such in. This is a nice, thick thing. Alright, so now we're going to put in a spoonful of this. Probably don't need that much mica. Probably not that much, but that's okay. We'll put that aside. And now we're going to pull my spatula out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a whisk and whisk all this together. That is a really pretty color. That turned out. Oh my gosh, that smells amazing. This is going to sell, actually. I may want to do a full bar on this instead of just this little bar, this little tester bar. And I am mixing it by hand. I found that if I mix it by the mixer, it actually does seize up a little more than I want it to, and a little bit on the fast side. So in order for me to prevent that from happening, I don't pour it in. Okay, so let's pour this in the mold. This is pretty good. The different shading is because of the mica that I used. It's like a, oh, hey, that actually will work. Put a little bit more in there. Okay, maybe a little more. Okay, so that recipe does work. There's a little bit on the top, but that's okay. I wanted that there so I can put a little bit of a topper on it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, that's what I wanted. That coloring is called Ballerina Pink, is the name of that color, and this mica is one that I bought from another source. But it's in a lot of the mica companies. It's called it is called the pink. Okay, I almost wish I had a side mold, but I don't have one. So what I'm going to do is just hold this for a couple of seconds and let that harden up, which it will do. What I can do, I'm going to put that out of the way here, put that down. Get that out of the way, put that down. I'm going to, that's not heavy enough. I need something heavier. I'm going to try and size that up. Can't use that either. All right, well, I guess we'll just have to let this be a little bit of a fat bar. That's normal. That'll happen. I'm not worried about it. Okay, how's this seizing up? Okay, so this is seizing up pretty well. Let's see if I can just top this on here. Yeah, that was a little bit too much for this mold, but not much, because all I'm going to do is just glop this on here, kind of make a, and I'll show you what we're going to do here in a second. This will be just fine. And I don't like to waste soap, so we make sure we get it all down in there as best we can. There's going to be a little bit of waste, but I try not to waste as much as I can. If it goes over the edges, it's okay. We're just going to peek this up a little bit. Even it out maybe a little bit more on the top. Okay, so so that's sitting there really well, actually. And all I'm gonna do is just kind of zhush it up a little bit. Because like I said, these are our tester bars. We're just testing the scent. I do like to have pretty bars though, so. I'll just do this. I kind of smoothed it up a little bit. Okay. So we'll put that aside, and then I'm going to grab, this is my handy dandy little mold, and all I'm going to do is just put in some swirls here on the top. This will just kind of zhush it up a little bit, kind of give it a little bit of a texture on the top. Being careful not to force it over. Balance that out a little bit so it's not so, yeah, this is looking really good. This is actually pretty. It might settle itself back down again, but that's okay. And then we'll do one down the center. Okay, so there you go. There's that soap. It turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. So we're going to let this soap sit overnight. All right, so here's the soap that we did yesterday. It turned out pretty good. A little bit of ash wash on the front, but that's normal with a lot of soaps. I never really quite figured out how or why that happens, but it did. And I tested this late last night because I was going to try and do it after I did the other filming, and it was not ready. So we just left it in the mold till this morning. I'm just trying to break it out of its seal. It's kind of hard. See if we can push it up. Yep, it's going to pop right out. Okay, there we go. It smells fantastic in here. It smells like tropical passion fruit. It really does. Okay, so this is the bar that we turned out. There's a side of it. It still looks like it's still going through there. It has a little bit of gel yet to go through. Not a problem, normal. All right, oops, dumped something over there. So let's cut this open. I'm going to show you how we did this. So I'm going to turn this on its side, and I want my bars to be the same size as my other bars. So we're just going to cut them down. Okay. So remember we just did a base, and you can see there's a little bit of gelling because it's still going through its process. But then I wanted to cut this in half. Okay, so I'll have to open that up to be able to do it because I don't think I can do it through here. Maybe if I balance it there. I'm just trying to find out the best way to cut this. Nope, I am definitely going to have to open that up. Okay, so yeah, definitely going to have to open that up. But those would be the size of the bars that people will get. And I will sell these bars for about $3 a piece, so it's all good. All right, so we'll work with that. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the rest of these down. And then I will cut them right away. But they turned out really good. See, there's a gel ring in the middle. It's just going through its normal process. It's not a problem. That happens in soaps, and I never worry about it. It just means that it's cuttable and it's ready to go. And the soap itself turned out really well. Oops, I shouldn't have put that there. Oh, hey, no samplers available. Oh, this cut up perfectly. Okay, so how many bars did I actually get in that? And I cut these about maybe 2 inches. No, it's about 1 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I got 6 bars, which would make 12 bars. $3 a piece. That's really a good thing for me. All right, so let's see if I can... I don't have a pen. I don't really like opening this up. Okay, so let's do this, because we're gonna put these bars in there, but I want to mark this because this is my base for my soaps, and I don't want to lose that mark. Okay, so this is my base. I'm gonna put a B there so I know it's my base. We're gonna open this up and just let this slide a little bit, and now I'm gonna put one of these in here, and I'm gonna put this right smack dab in the middle. So okay, let me lift this up. That way I can see better. I was looking through there. So these are about... Does that look about center? That does look center. Okay, so we're going to leave it right like there. And I'm going to mark this. Mark that half. That way I know that when I'm doing my bars, the half bars, I can just simply cut them straight down. Oop, that go all the way down. Lift it up. Perfect. Yeah, that's about... That's a little off, but not much. Okay. These were off a little bit too. Okay, so let's see if we can re-angle that one a little bit more. Not really too concerned about it, honestly. Okay, so there we go. So now we can just cut these all. It's actually even. It was the way I had it. We'll back it down a little bit. I think we'll go to 2 on this one. There we go. All right, so there we go. So that's what we did. So we got all those cut, we're ready to go, and I will sell those bars at the farmer's market for $3 a piece. What you sell your bars at is going to depending on, you know, your costs. I know I can sell mine for about $3. And I want to really quickly address this, and I should have addressed this a little bit more. But I think I'll address that in the next video. So anyway, there you go. There's all those bars. Ooh, I'll have to clean that off. But there you go. There are our little bars for our customers who want little bars. And these turned out really cute. I'm really happy with those. So I'll have to get some packaging for that and get that cleaned up and get those ready to go. All right, so there you have it, you guys. We got that put together for everybody. We're happy with that, and I can't wait to get these bars set up for customers. I know you guys can't see that. There you go. I'll pull it back a little bit. If I pull it back too far, it'll fall off the thing, so we don't want that to happen. So anyway, there you go. We are ready to sell our bars. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification button, and